And Bedford will kick off to start the action tonight. They'll be kicking off from right to left on your radio dial. It's Ryan Babotis. It's a medium length kick. It bounces at the 25, and Pinkerton has to dive on it to cover it up, and they do, just outside their own 25-yard line.
Yeah, Bedford loves that pooch kick. It catches teams off guard, and you'd think that more teams would be prepared for that. But Babotis and the Bulldogs, they do a terrific job finding the gap in the kickoff coverage and dropping the ball right in, and it makes a very tricky play. You don't know whether to try to pick it up, whether to fall on it, or if the ball's going to take a funny bounce. And that was no easy play right there.
So Pinkerton's first drive starts just inside their 26. Quarterback under center is senior Jeff Potvin. It's a handoff running around the left tackle, Jacob Albert. It's a short gain. He's brought down just shy of the 30-yard line.
Just a simple sweep to the left. This Astros team is a heavy run team. As you were telling me right before the game, they run a wing tee offense, and they're very limited running attack. I mean, very limited passing attack is what I meant, but all kinds of formations for the run.
Right now they've got two in the backfield on 2nd down and 8. Ball spotted at the 28. And it's a handoff to the tailback. He's brought down for a loss at the 27-yard line. And Bedford off to a good start here with the run defense.
Yeah, and Torrey Helton led the tackling squad there, pulling down that running back. That was something that Coach Matthews said with you earlier, and that's part of the halftime performance. We're going to have the interview you did with Coach Matthews about how important it was going to be for the Bulldogs to play a run defense today.
Absolutely. That's priority number 1 tonight for the Bulldogs. Stop the run. Try to force Pinkerton to go to the air. They're less comfortable with their passing game. And so far, so good for the Bulldogs, as it's 3rd and 9. Pinkerton on its own 27-yard line. 10.5 minutes to go here in the first quarter. It's another handoff on 3rd and long. That's going nowhere. Almost the entire Bedford team in on the tackle.
Yeah, that was a gang tackle. And curious call there to go up the middle again, and the Bulldogs are not giving him anything. No quarter whatsoever. So there's no gain on that play. It's 4th and 9. The Astros are going to have to punt it away here with 10:17 to go. No score. First possession for the Astros, and now they're kicking away to the Bulldogs.
Ryan Gorman, a junior, in to punt for the Astros. And of course, it's Sonny Ellie back to return the punt. He's standing at his own 40-yard line.
And it's worth mentioning real quick before the next play. Actually, they're going to punt this away. I'll tell you a little later. We are simulcasting on Derry and London Derry Radio today. We'll tell you all about that in just a moment.
Change in formation. It's actually Nathan Campos on to punt. It's a low spinning kick to the far side, and it's out of bounds around midfield.
Yeah, not a very good kick. It's kind of a low line drive and went right for the sideline, and the Bulldogs are going to have excellent position. As I was mentioning, we are simulcasting this broadcast much like we did the state championship game with WLGV, LP, Londonderry, and Derry at 95.1. We're happy to have them. Owen Preventure and the crew are carrying our simulcast here. We're glad to have them on board.
So Bedford takes over at their own 46 with 9:37 to play here in the first quarter. No score after a 3-and-out by the Astros. Joseph Michael in the shotgun formation with 4 wide receivers. He fakes the handoff, throws it to the near side, completed to Sanchez. He fumbles just past midfield, and Pinkerton appears to have recovered.
Yeah,
and that's the signal.
Mike Zabreski, the ball just came right to him. That was an excellent play call. They caught the Astros lining up, for a up the middle run for Axton. They bit that fake, but instead they passed it out to the flat to number 1, Sanchez, and he was on his way to a first down, but he got stripped, and the ball just bounced right to Zabriskie, and just like that, the Astros are back on offense at the 41-yard line.
And it's a handoff straight up the middle. They push the pile forward past the 45 to the 46, so a pickup of about 5 on first down there.
And that's been a bugaboo of the Bulldogs all season, is the inopportune turnover. They've survived it most of the time, are able to either get the ball back or play solid defense, but it's just never a good thing to give a team like the Astros extra chances like they did just now.
And that's one thing Coach Matthews was hoping for, was that strong start and a score on the first possession, but not to be tonight. So 2nd down and 5. It's a run up the middle, and they break it. He's at the 20, the 15, and he's brought down at the 10-yard line.
Touchdown saving tackle there by Sanchez. He was on his way to the end zone, but Sanchez was able to bring him down without the horse collar.
That was Jake McInnes, a senior captain, and he got a little bit of breathing room in the middle of the line, and he just ran straight up the gut. And thank goodness for Sanchez making that tackle. But Pinkerton in business here in the red zone with the ball at the 10-yard line.
Right, so it's first and goal at the 10. They've got about as far as you can go without getting a first down. They cannot get a first down here.
It's another handoff to McInnes. He's tripped up at the line, short pickup of about 2.
Well, we'll see if the Bulldogs can hold him here. They've been pretty successful at blocking the run or stopping the run, except for that one big one they just broke out. But here, this close, it would be a victory if they can keep the Astros to just a 3-point field goal.
Jake McInnes, the ball carrier on the last 2 plays, is a fullback type. He's 6 foot 220, and he is a load to try to bring down. That'll be one of the challenges facing Bedford all night. So here we go, 2nd and goal from the 8. Here in the first quarter, it's another handoff to McInnes, and no room to run. He stopped right about the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard of forward progress. We'll see about the spot, but it's going to be 3rd and goal.
Tim Green was the one who was at the point of that tackle, driving McInnes back. So in 2 plays, they've only managed to pick up about 3 yards. It's going to be a 1st and goal, a 3rd and goal from the 7 here. Let's see if the Bulldogs can keep them out of the end zone.
And will Pinkerton keep it on the ground? They do. It's another handoff straight ahead. Nothing doing. Bedford's run defense up to the task. And here comes the field goal unit for the Astros.
So a big stop there. Could have been a lot worse with the fumble by Sanchez. And Sanchez made up for that by catching McInnes from behind at the 10-yard line, keeping him from getting 6. So the defense here looking like they're going to hold the Astros to a 3, although they still have to make this kick here.
It's going to be Brandon Roy, the senior, to attempt the field goal for the Astros.
It is a bit of a breezy night out there.
It's a 23-yard attempt. The kick is up and good. So the Astros take the lead here in this all-important final game of the regular season, 3-0 with 6:31 to play in the opening quarter.
And Menderson-Ellie was coming in pretty hot from the left side. Came close to getting a hand on it, but an excellent kick, excellent spot. Split the uprights. Like I said, it's a bit of a windy night. We're having some gusty winds, 30 miles an hour. And this stadium, Pinkerton Academy Memorial Stadium, sits atop is on a hilltop. So it's kind of, there's some trees around, but it's going to catch the wind. So we'll see if that plays a factor in this game.
Harry, you mentioned that Pinkerton offensively uses the wing T formation, and what they basically do is they move their tailbacks around. They have the split end, and they try to tricky with their formation. They run players in reverse for handoffs, but surprising that so far, all they've done is, despite the trickery in the formations, run it straight up the middle.
Yeah.
And they broke that long run with McInnes, and Sanchez had the touchdown saving tackle, but I'm a little surprised that they didn't use one of their more creative runs there when they were 1st and goal at the 10.
Well, I have a hunch that Coach O'Reilly is keeping a few things in his back pocket for later in the game.
Kickoff from Brandon Roy is fielded by Sonny Ellie at the 8-yard line. He's on the far side, running right to left, and he's out to the 25. Brought down there. Bedford will take over for their 2nd possession.
Only one offensive play by the Bulldogs that resulted in a fumble, but it looked like a pretty good play up until losing possession of the ball. Going to the air. We'll see if they open it up here.
6:24 to play here in the first quarter. Bedford trailing 3-0. Michael in the shotgun with 4 wide. He fakes it to Axton, throws it to Sanchez again to the left. This time he drops it, and it'll be incomplete.
That was the exact same play that they ran the last time. and it seemed to be just as effective. Solomon Sanchez had plenty of room if he was able to catch that ball.
Bedford's passing attack got back in the groove last week in their 45-0 win over Timberlane. Michael was 15 of 19 through the air for over 200 yards and 3 touchdowns. And here we go on 2nd and 10. He pitches it left. Michael Axton gets into some space, and now he's tackled shy of the 25-yard line.
Powerful tackle there by a twin Astros, Evan Wilson and Jake McInnes. Just pile drived Axton back, but he did make it up to the 24-yard line where it'll be 3rd down and 9.
Bedford going right to left on your radio dial. Bedford sideline is the far sideline, so Michael is facing the far sideline to get the call. This time Bedford will go with 2 in the backfield, Axton and Sanchez. Michael standing between them in the shotgun. Now Axton goes in motion to the far side. Michael drops back to pass. He completes it to Scaling, but it's going to be short of the 1st down. He's at the 28-yard line, so that'll bring up 4th down and 5.
Yeah, Michael checking down there to the underneath route that Scaling was running. His deeper receivers were well covered. So with that, it's going to be a 4th down and a punt away here for the Bulldogs.
Jake Jones in to punt. 2 returners back for Pinkerton. Jacob Albert and Brady Day. And here comes the punt from Jones. It's a low bouncer. It goes across midfield. It makes contact with an Astro. There's a flag down. Bedford has the ball. Nobody's tackling him. There they go. This could be a touchdown.
They might have said that he was down. He was kneeling on the ground, and I think in high school, once you put a knee down, you're considered down.
That was Zachary Barnard, who had an open lane to the end zone, and there was a bunch of confusion there. He was halfway to a touchdown when the officials blew it dead, and there is a flag on the field that still needs to be addressed.
I'm kind of curious to see what that flag was, because they didn't throw the flag until Bedford had recovered the ball.
Very strange play.
The question is, do the officials agree that the ball hit an Astro player? It wasn't a very good punt, but it hit the ground and started kind of rolling along, and it was following one of the Astros, upmen, as like a puppy almost, and it hit him in the leg. We'll see if the officials agree that this is a turnover.
Well, it's holding against Pinkerton, so this should be Bedford ball. The punt was end over end, and it struck an Astro as he was trying to block a Bulldog, and he wasn't looking at the ball. It hit him in his leg, and it was Zachary Barnard who was quick to recover it. And due to the holding penalty, Bedford is going to take over possession here.
Are they? I thought I just saw the official point toward the Astros. What? We don't know what's happening here. Oh. I think they're going to maintain possession with Pinkerton.
That's a penalty on Pinkerton. I thought it was a clear recovery by Bedford.
It was. The question was a clear fumble? The question is whether it was a clean. I don't know. I mean, we don't have the benefit of instant replay, but it sure looked like a turnover on the Astros. But instead, Pinkerton will retain possession here, and the penalty will set them back to the 38-yard line, their own 38 here, with 4:46 to play in the first quarter. At the Astros leading 3-0.
So Potvin under center.
A little movement on the line, and Helton crossed over into the neutral zone. We'll see if they're going to call this a false start. We're waiting to see for the call here. It is going to be an offsides call on Helton, so Bedford giving the Astros a 5-yard breather here. They're going to move the ball up to the 44-yard line. That is where the spot will be now, 1st and 5.
Fours are wild here. 4:44 to play in the first quarter. Pinkerton at the 44-yard line. Potvin hands it off to a tailback, and he fights towards midfield. Ball comes loose. Bedford has it, and they are marking that he was down by contact.
I think he was. I think he was on the ground when that ball popped loose. At least his knees were. So they're going to give him a 5-yard gain there up to the Pinkerton 49-yard line.
That was
And
Brady Day, and the ball is slippery tonight, Harry. It keeps popping out.
well, Day and Potvin kind of ran into each other in the backfield, so that was that kind of slowed the development of that play. But Day was still able to gain 5 yards.
Potvin under center again. Man in motion. He fakes the handoff this time. First pass attempt is complete on the far side to Brady Day, and he gets down to Bedford's 25-yard line.
Oh, that was a very nice throw by Potvin. Day had beaten his man by a yard or two, and Potvin was able to drop a rainbow right to him in step.
It was sort of a wheel route, and Potvin really hit him in stride. It was in stride. It was a timing play, and it was a perfectly executed pass.
So it'll be first down for the Pinkerton Academy Astros at the Bedford 25-yard line. 3:53 to go here with a 3-0 lead for Pinkerton.
Just one in the backfield here. And the man in motion gets it on the sweep. It's Brady Day again. This time a pickup of just one.
And Tim Green with the initial contact, and then finishing up was Charles Nigel Williams to bring him down. And after a gain of 1 yard, so they'll be at the 24-yard line here, second down and 9.
So Pinkerton now driving in Bedford's territory for the second time. They've only attempted one pass, and they've got two in the backfield here again. They do hand it off straight up the middle, and now they bounce it out to the far side. It's a first down, tackled out of bounds at about the 10-yard line. Once again, effective misdirection there. It was Jacob Albert on the carry.
Yeah, I think they kind of fooled you there. I had my, you didn't have the benefit of the binoculars that I was watching, so it was the fake up the middle, and then the handoff to Albert, the sweep to the left, and that's a first down run. And it's another first and goal here for the Astros from the 9-yard line.
That was an excellent fake. I thought he handed it off to Wilson straight up the middle. So here we go, first and goal. That one is up the middle to Wilson. And he's brought down at the 6-yard line, so it'll be second and goal there.
Alex Zwickau making the tackle for the Bulldogs on that play.
Well, this is what Pinkerton is attempting to do. Fake everybody out on the defense, in the press box, in the crowd, everywhere.
On TV. I should point out that our video crew here, Mark Marai, is videotaping the game, so we'll have it for you on BCTV 23 later in the week.
Second and goal from the 6. That's another handoff up the middle, but just a gain of 1. Once again, that was fullback Evan Wilson. He's 5'9", 210, so a fullback type. And just a vanilla run up the middle that time. And we'll have third and goal from the 6. 2:05 to play here in the first quarter. Pinkerton leading 3-0. On the doorstep here, on the verge of a second score in the first quarter. One man in the backfield this time. Potvin fakes it to the man in motion. He's rolling out right, and he's brought down just shy of the line of scrimmage. So now it's going to be fourth and goal from just outside the 6.
Yeah, I think he was thinking about making the pass and then decided against it, decided to run. Ben Sylvain was able to bring him down from behind after a yard or two lost. So they're at the 7-yard line, fourth and goal from the 7, and the field goal kicker is back out there to see if they can push this lead up to 6-0.
That's right, it's Brandon Roy again. This time it'll be a 24-yard attempt. Earlier in the first quarter, he made a 23-yarder. Just over a minute to play here, clock running. Roy setting up for the field goal. The kick is up.
Ooh.
And just inside the left upright.
Yeah, that
and
barely got in.
With 1:01 to play here in the first quarter, Pinkerton leads 6-0.
Well, once again, the Bulldogs defense stout in the red zone. They were able to keep the Astros out of the end zone now twice on first and goal situations. It just seems that the play calling, not to second guess Coach O'Reilly, but he seems to get very conservative once he's inside that 10-yard line. Doesn't really come up with anything too confusing, and the Bulldogs have been ready for it each time. Now, getting to the red zone has been another matter. They've had quite a bit of success doing that.
Yeah, a real victory there for Bedford, like you say, Harry, keeping Pinkerton out of the end zone twice, despite first and goal opportunities. So now Bedford will look to settle down, try and avoid turnovers, and they can feel good about the fact that with a touchdown here, they'll take the lead. Just 6-0 here.
Yeah, it's still a one-score game here. Despite the Astros dominating on offense, they're still well in this game.
Here comes the kickoff going left to right. It's fielded at the 6 by Sonny Ellie. He's running up the far hash. He gets outside. He's at the 30. He's at the 40. And he's tripped up there, down out of bounds at Bedford's 45-yard line. So
yeah, that was a pretty good run. I'm trying to get the number 6 of Brandon Roy. He was the guy who was able to chip.
The kicker.
He was able to chip Ellie just as he went by, and got to cause him to lose his balance and fall down. If it wasn't for that hit, he might have been able to go a little further, if not all the way to the end zone.
Sonny Ellie has that type of speed. Ball officially spotted at the 43. Bedford going right to left. It's a handoff to Sanchez, running off the left tackle. He's brought down at the 48-yard line after a pickup of 5.
Yeah, that was a great run by Sanchez, probably the most effective offensive play for the Bulldogs so far, and just a very simple run up the middle.
Clock running here, just outside of 30 seconds to play in the first quarter. Bedford trailing 6-0. 2nd and 5 at their own 48. Michael surveys the defense from the shotgun position. Now he takes the snap, hands it to Axton running right. He's got the first down, and he's tackled at the 45-yard line of Pinkerton.
And again, another bread and butter play for the Bulldogs, just a simple sweep for Axton. You know, the Bulldogs have excellent running backs as well. They can play the same game that the Astros play.
Chains are set. Clock is running now with 10 seconds to go.
They may not be able to get this play off. 5, 4, 3. Clock is ticking down. Yep, they're just going to wait for it to run out, and they'll just keep moving in the second quarter.
So there it is, 1 quarter in the books. Pinkerton leading Bedford 6-0 after 2 short field goals from Brandon Roy. He made a 23-yarder just past the midway point of the first quarter, and he added a 24-yarder with 1:01 to play, and that's the scoring so far.
We don't mind mentioning the competition here. Just down the way from us here in this press box are Nick Anastas and Steve Beals. They're calling this game and streaming the video live. So if you want to see the game right now and you're near a computer or your smartphone, just look up Friday Night Lights Media. I think they said the website is fnl_media.com. Is that correct? We'll check on that. But if you want to try to watch the game live and listen to Nick and Steve's call of the game, that is available to you guys right now. But we're glad you're here on Bedford 105.1. Like I said, we're catching this game on video, and we'll have the delay. FNL Media on YouTube. Okay, thank you very much. So it is. So they just all they need to do is just look up FNL Media on YouTube, and that should do it. All right, that's how it works. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
We're set to start the second quarter.
The worst plug ever.
Bedford moving left to right on your radio dial. 1st and 10, Pinkerton's 45-yard line. Michael drops back to pass. He's under pressure, rolling out to the near side, and he's out of bounds for about a 4-yard loss. They're spotting it at the 49-yard line.
No, it could have easily been a 10-yard loss. Michael running for his life there.
Yeah, he had to scamper to avoid that rush. That's the first time Pinkerton has gotten pressure on Michael. So now it's a 2nd and long situation. 2nd and 14 from Pinkerton's 49-yard line. Bedford trying to get their first score of the night and take the lead. They're only down 6-0. Michael takes the shotgun snap, drops back. It's a short pass, completed to Sonny Ellie, but he's tackled for a loss. That was a screen pass, and Pinkerton snuffed it out. And Sonny Ellie tackled back at Bedford's 45-yard line.
Aiden Fox was not fooled. He was right on top of Ellie as soon as that pass was made. So the Bulldogs are marching backwards so far, and now it's 3rd and 18.
They're at their own 45. And they're going to need a big play here to move the chains. Perhaps if they get most of the yardage, it'll be 4th down territory, and Bedford will go for it. But first, Michael in the backfield with Ellie. Sanchez goes in motion. It's a pitch left to Ellie. He's up to midfield, and he's tackled there. So that'll bring up 4th and about 14 from Pinkerton's 49-yard line.
Trent LeDuc was getting into it with Torrey Helton there. Words are being exchanged as well as shoves. And the other players broke them up there. No flags, no harm.
Bedford is going to forego a 4th and long attempt here, and they're going to punt. Jack Jones standing at his 36-yard line. Pinkerton once again sends 2 players back to receive the punt, Albert and Day. Here comes the punt. It's a better punt, fielded at the 20 by Albert, and he's tackled at Pinkerton's 25-yard line. That's a freshman, Jacob Albert. We've seen him carry the ball and return punts now, so Pinkerton puts a lot of faith in him. And Pinkerton will take over with 10:16 to play in the first half, leading 6-0.
It's worth mentioning here that tomorrow afternoon at 2 o'clock, you and I will be calling the boys soccer quarterfinal. I believe they're playing Concord. That's going to be at Bedford High Stadium. We'll have the game on TV for you, BCTV 23. Make sure you tune in.
One man in the backfield here, and he gets it. It's McInnes, but he goes nowhere. Bedford's line all over that one.
Chris Gately pile driving McInnes backwards as soon as he hit the line.
Really nice tackle there for the Bulldogs. Ball is spotted at the 25, so they gave him forward progress back to the line of scrimmage. So it's 2nd down and 10. Under 10 minutes to play now in the first half. This time Pinkerton puts 2 in the backfield. They fake the pass. They throw it to the near side. It's complete over midfield. It's Brady Day. He's at the 20, the 15, 10, 5, touchdown. Pinkerton with a 75-yard touchdown pass. It's Potvin to Brady Day, and the Astros lead 12-0.
And Day was wide open on that play. He was able to find the seam in the Bedford coverage. Once again, I think the Bulldogs are expecting run, and the Astros pulled a curveball out and hit Day out for a 75-yard strike and a touchdown, and they're now leading 12-0 with the extra point coming up.
Brandon Roy searching for his 3rd successful kick of the night after 2 made field goals. The extra point attempt is up and good. So Pinkerton advances their lead to 13-0 here with 9:33 to play in the first half. Harry, that was almost the exact same pass play that Pinkerton ran in the first quarter, where they ran that wheel route out to the left side of their formation, and Potvin hit Day in stride. They did the same thing this time, moving right to left. So as Day came around the end of the line to the left, he was coming on the near side, moving right to left, and
nobody followed him. Nobody picked him up as he did that.
He had nothing but green turf in front of him.
Because like the last wheel route, I believe it was Sanchez. I'm sorry, or no, it was Ellie was covering him and was at least within a step or 2 of him that time. Day was wide open.
So now Bedford needs 2 touchdowns to regain the lead, but it's one play at a time. They need to put a solid drive together here and break this shutout.
And don't forget, this is literally a playoff game. Winner goes to the playoffs here, and the Bulldogs don't want to end their defense of their division-wide title here in the last game of the regular season. But it's a tall order now with a 13-0 deficit against the Astros.
Here comes Brandon Roy's kickoff from right to left. It's fielded by Sonny Elliott at the 10. He's looking for an avenue, and he gets out to about the 27-yard line.
Yeah, Michael Zabriskie there with the solo tackle. Not fooled by the change of direction. Was able to make the tackle there. So 1st and 10 now. They're going to be at the 27-yard line, 28-yard line. Their own 28. They'll be going from left to right here with 9:27 to play here in the first half.
Bedford with 4 receivers, 3 on the far side, 1 on the near side. Axton in the backfield with Michael. He barks out signals, and he gets sacked. What a quick rush.
Like shot out of a cannon. Number 23.
Marcus Terrio read that play and timed it perfectly. He sacked Michael just after he received the snap.
I was just right before the snap of the ball. I was counting the number of rushers that the Astros were going to send. They had 5 on the line, and it's interesting that Coach O'Reilly of the Astros isn't paying a lot of attention to the fact that the Bulldogs are running a spread. They have 4 receivers out there, and they got everybody lined up one-on-one. They're just putting pressure on the line. And like you said, that blitz, I don't know if you call that a blitz, but he just timed that perfectly and found the seam and, literally blasted through the line and was there just as the ball arrived.
That was the quickest sack I've seen all season. That was
amazing.
Tremendous individual play by Terrio. He's one of the senior captains for the Astros.
And it's worth pointing out now that Coach Matthews called a timeout immediately after that play. He felt he needed to talk to his team and just kind of get their heads together here.
Well, he certainly wants to iron out the blocking assignments. This is a huge drive, and now it's 2nd and long for Bedford. Second and 15.
Now they've got, I guess they're doing the Patriot thing. They're kind of mixing up the line. Now a little mix up in the backfield, and it's going to be a loss there for Sanchez.
Yeah, they had 2 in the backfield on that play. Axton and Sanchez bumped into each other in the backfield. Sanchez ended up with the handoff, but it's another loss on the play. Bedford back to its 19-yard line.
And once again, the Astros players were in the backfield. They had their pick of who to tackle. The blocking here, they've got the blocking solved. They've got 6 on the line now. Now finally McInnes drops back.
3rd and 19 now. It's a handoff to Sanchez up the middle. He gets about half of it back. He's out to the 26.
Now it's a delayed handoff to Sanchez that seemed to work, but McInnes was there at the 2nd level to bring him down. And once again, it's 4th down for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, 4th and long. 4th and 13 to be exact. Bedford just trying to get some positive yardage there, and sometimes on that draw play, you can bust one up the middle for a 1st down. But instead, it's Bedford punting. Jack Jones, a low punt, bounces just past midfield, and it's rolling sideways. Bedford downs it at the 44-yard line. That was Trevor Soden on the coverage. So Pinkerton takes over, leading 13-0 here in the 2nd quarter, 7:52 to play before halftime.
And a game that started out badly with the fumble on the first offensive play just keeps getting worse here as the Astros are turning up the heat on the defense, the pass rush, forcing a lot of negative plays on the Bulldogs.
Pinkerton going with 2 in the backfield this time. And it's a handoff straight up the middle to McInnes. He gets 1 at the most.
Another good solid stop there on a run play, but you have to ask yourself how much gas is in the tank of the Bedford defense. They're getting a good amount of pounding from this very powerful running attack of the Astros, and it's probably only a matter of time before it wears them down. And it's really going to be on the offense to have an extended drive or two just to give the defense a chance to catch their breath.
That's right, Harry. All 3 phases need to pick up the play here with this 13-0 deficit. So 2nd and long, Potvin drops back to pass. He throws it to the near side. That's broken up by Sonny Ellie. Nice lunging pass break up there, right near the 1st down sticks. And that'll bring up 3rd down and 9.
And the Astros went to the well a 3rd time, but this time Ellie sniffed the play out and was right on top of Day, able to break up the play, and actually was in a pretty decent position to maybe make a play on the ball.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Another split second, he might have had time to intercept that ball, and he would have gone the distance the other way with his speed. But instead, it's 3rd and 9 for the Astros at their own 46. Potvin drops back to pass again. And this one is incomplete, just overthrown. It was intended for Connor Colburn. He got tripped just as the ball landed a few yards past him.
Yeah, I think he got a little tangled up there with the Bedford defender. I'm not sure who that was. Maybe you caught the number, but he had a step on him. If the pass had been maybe a foot shorter, he might have gone the distance there. But fortunately for Bedford, it's 4th and 9, and the Astros will be punting it away again.
Also fortunate for Bedford, no flag was thrown there. It did appear to be inadvertent contact.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. I think a ticky-tacky official might have called that an interference call, but that really would have been terrible because it's not like there was an intended attempt to keep him from catching the ball.
Sonny Elliott back to receive the punt. He catches it at Bedford 21. Fighting for yardage, he's tackled at the 29-yard line. So with 6:50 to play before halftime, Bedford with another chance to make this a one-score game. They're trailing 13-0.
And I wonder what Coach Matthews has up his sleeve here, if he's going to try to change things up a little bit on the offense. He's got to get an extended drive going here just to give the defense a break here. The defense is doing its part. I mean, even though they've given up 3 scoring drives, 2 of them for field goals. One was that big touchdown play. They're doing their job to keeping the Bulldogs in the game here. The offense needs to step it up.
Ball is spotted on the far hash mark. Bedford moving left to right. It's on their own 29-yard line. 4 wide receivers. Axton in the backfield. High snap. Michael recovers it. Now he runs up the far side, and he's tackled at about the 25-yard line. So it's a loss of 4. Michael did well to avoid a fumble and a sack closer to his end zone, just fighting for a few yards. Ball spotted at the 25.
And they're right back for the line of scrimmage. I was going to say that the snaps to Michael have been a little bit off all game. If you notice, a few of them were up on his shoulder. That one was also quite high.
2nd and 14 now. 6:16 to play in the first half. It's a handoff up the middle, just a short gain, out to about the 28. That was Axton. Once again, 3rd and long. Bedford just has not set up easy 3rd down conversions here.
Marcus Terrio is the middle linebacker, and he has been bluffing a blitz. He's the guy who pile drived Michael earlier, and he's been kind of bluffing the blitz the whole time, and I wonder if he's kind of giving something the center to think about.
3rd and 12 there. Pass over the middle. It's complete to Tim Green. That's a 1st down out by midfield. Bedford finally getting a big offensive play. And it'll be 1st down at Bedford's 48-yard line.
Just what the doctor ordered, a fresh set of downs.
That was a nice post pattern to senior wide receiver Tim Green. Now Michael sets up in the shotgun with 2 in the backfield, Axton and Sanchez. He gives it to Sanchez on the counter, and he's brought down at the line of scrimmage.
And he had company back there. Terrio and LeDuc were both in the backfield. So once again, the Astros defensive front able to solve the offensive blocking scheme, and they're meeting the Bulldogs in the backfield.
2nd and 10 for Bedford. 5 minutes to play in the first half. 4 wide receivers set this time. Axton alone in the backfield with Michael.
And Terrio's woofing like a dog there, trying to show like he's going to blitz, and now he's got McInnes going in there. Now McInnes falls out.
Michael ready now for the snap. He drops back to pass, pumps once, throws it over the middle. That's complete for another 1st down. It's Zwickau, and he gets to Pinkerton's 35-yard line.
Great play there. Michael staying in the pocket, and this time the blocking held up long enough for him to find Zwickau over the middle.
4.5 to go here. Bedford needs a score before halftime. They're trailing 13-0 on the road. Playoff berth at stake. And the 1st and 10 from the 35 is a handoff to Axton running left. He's got 5, and he picks up about 6. Brought down at Pinkerton's 29-yard line.
Axton showing that speed to the outside, able to find the edge and picking up 6 yards there. And now they've got a 2nd and 4. Much more manageable than the 3rd and 9s they've been dealing with and worse.
Absolutely. Bedford finally in a rhythm here offensively. They turned the ball over on their first offensive play of the night, but they've regained some momentum here. Another handoff to Axton running up the middle. He's got enough for the first down. He's inside the 25-yard line. And it should be first down right there. Yes, it is. There's the signal. 1st and 10 for Bedford at Pinkerton's 25. Receivers for Bedford are Scaling, Zwickau, Sanchez, and Green.
And they're all single covered. And I think if Michael can get enough time, if the blocking can hold up and find one of these guys open, there's got to be somebody who's beating his single coverage.
Sanchez goes in motion, right to left. He gets the handoff. And he's
going.
got some room. He finds the end zone. Oh, we do have a signal that he did step out of bounds at the 14-yard line.
It was the far sideline. We couldn't tell. And Sanchez, of course, is selling it like who, me? I didn't step out of bounds. I'm going to the end zone.
Yeah, he turned the corner, and then he just scampered along the sidelines.
But he did get a first down.
He did get the first down just before he stepped out of bounds. He tried to tightrope it there, didn't quite accomplish the feat.
We really couldn't tell, and even on video, it's on the far sideline, so we wouldn't really know for sure.
In any event, Bedford does get that first down. Ball spotted at Pinkerton's 14-yard line. 3:03 to play here in the first half. Bedford going left to right. Pass to the far sideline, completed to Sanchez. He's out of bounds inside the 10. So once again, some positive yardage on first down for the Bulldogs.
And that was a timing play that he just went to that spot 6 yards down the field along the sideline and was able to meet the pass that Michael threw. So the Bulldogs now finally starting to show some rhythm, some confidence here on the offense, and they're heading for a score, hopefully. They're definitely within field goal range, but they definitely need 7 here.
Ball is at the Pinkerton 9-yard line, 2nd down and 5. 2:58 to play here in the first half. Michael working out of the shotgun. He fakes it to Axton. He runs straight up the middle. He's got a first down inside the 5-yard line.
And that's the first quarterback keeper that they've run today. They sent Axton out as a decoy to the left and opened things up the middle for Michael. He was able to pick up the first down. 1st and goal now from the 5-yard line with 2:35 to go. Astros leading 13-0.
Check that. They have marked it just short. It's 3rd and 1. And Bedford goes with the quarterback sneak. And we'll wait for the spot.
This should be good. I think they're spotting him at the 3-yard line, which would be enough. And interesting, they were in their usual shotgun formation, but at the last second, Michael went under center. But what are they saying? It's going to be short?
They've called it short. 2 consecutive tough spots for the Bulldogs.
That's curious because I saw the sideline official walking up the 3-yard line. I thought they had given Michael that much of forward progress.
Bedford has called timeout here. Coach Matthews wants to chat this over. This is a monstrous play. 4th and 1 inside Pinkerton's 5-yard line. Clock is stopped with 1:51 to play here in the first half. It's been all Pinkerton on the scoreboard so far. They've made 2 field goals, and they completed a 75-yard touchdown pass to go up 13-0. Bedford in dire need of some points here before halftime.
Now the question is, if you were Coach Matthews, what would you call? Would you try it up the middle once again, or would you do a sweep or a passing play? It's obvious that the front 7 for the Astros is pretty stout, and you just failed to pick up a 1-yarder up the middle on a sneak with Michael. You know, what do? Do you come out of that formation and maybe run a sweep? Do you maybe fake that up the middle and do a quick out pass?
Well, it looks like Bedford is going with their short yardage unit. We've seen this before. It's Jack Grogan in the backfield, along with Irwin. Michael under center. He hands it to Irwin running left. He's got enough for the first down. Unless it's another bad spot.
You hope. Again, they're running along the 3-yard line here. And Zwickau is pointing like he's got a first down.
And there is the signal finally. 1st and goal for Bedford It took 3 attempts. They finally got it, but a huge conversion for the Bulldogs. It's 1st and goal now from the 4 with 1:40 to play here in the first half.
It's worth noting, too, the Bulldogs only have 1 timeout here, so 1:36, there should be plenty of time. They have only 1 opportunity to stop the clock.
Grogan and Irwin in the backfield again. They fake the handoff. Michael keeps it, running off the right guard. He's right near the goal line. It's going to depend on the spot.
Oh, come on. He was in.
They've marked it at about the 6-inch line.
That was a curious play. I think it was a busted play.
It appeared to be.
Michael turned around looking for somebody to hand it off to and then wound up taking it in himself, and I thought he was in.
Same formation. Oh, and now we have a whistle.
There's no replay.
This is going to be a timeout for Pinkerton. They've stopped the clock with 1:02 to play.
I thought, Coach Matthews threw the red challenge flag here.
We're still in New Hampshire, Harry. It's still high school football. You're not in Buffalo watching your Bills.
No, watching them lose again. I'm bad juju for that team. Every time I go to Buffalo to watch them, they lose. Patriots and now the Eagles. I'm just going to stay home.
It's a lot warmer.
That's true.
On the couch.
Oh, that Eagles game was brutal. 45-mile-an-hour winds, and we were up three rows away from the top of the stadium.
It sounds a little bit like it feels tonight up on the hill here. It is cold and windy. And Bedford is not comfortable yet. But
I really feel like Michael was in the end zone. His upper body was in. I think the officials might have been arguing that his knees came down at the 1-yard line or at the half-yard line.
He's going to go under center again here. 2nd and goal, ball inside the 1. Grogan and Irwin in the backfield.
Dear.
And we've got some movement.
Green moved. Oh, my.
False start is the call. So a tougher task here for Bedford. It's going to be 2nd and goal now with the ball just outside the 5-yard line. 1:02 to play here in the first half. So plenty of time for Bedford. Even if they run it 3 times and need to use all 4 downs to get a touchdown here, they've got time. They also have 1 timeout remaining. Now with the ball spotted outside the 5, Bedford's going to open it up again.
And this gives the Bulldogs a few more options here on what to call. They're looking toward the sideline. Clock is stopped at 1:02 because of the penalty. And what is it, a delay? It is a delay call. Oh, my.
I believe that's the first delay of game call I've seen all season.
Well, once again, we don't have the benefit of end zone timers.
There is no clock in the end zone like you're used to seeing in the NFL.
And the Bulldogs were looking at the sideline, waiting for the play call. So I really don't understand how they let the time just tick away there.
Ball spotted just outside the 10 now. 2nd and goal from there. 1:02 to play. Bedford going with 4 wide receivers. Michael in the backfield with Axton. He fakes the handoff. He's dealing with pressure. He runs up the middle, spins, and he's tackled at about the 8-yard line.
He really took a pretty vicious hit right there. Number 48, Jake McInnes, closing in on him as he tried to evade the tackle. And now a timeout called by the Bulldogs. That's their last timeout.
Ball spotted just inside the 8-yard line. 44.1 seconds to play. It's 3rd and goal. Coach Matthews using Bedford's final timeout to talk things over here. Another huge play. Bedford trying to break this shutout, trailing 13-0 just before halftime.
And how key is that, the run by Michael that was called short of the goal line, looking now? I really do think he was in. I mean, you saw it. The upper half of his body landed in the end zone.
Very difficult spot for sure.
So with 44.1 seconds to go here and no timeouts, it is 3rd down, it's 3rd and goal. So even if they can run or pass here, they'll still have plenty of time to get a field goal unit out there if that's how they decide to go.
Once again, they're going 4 wide receivers here. Axton in the backfield. He goes in motion to the near side. Michael drops back to pass into the end zone. It's caught. That's a touchdown. Aaron Scaling Michael to Scaling, 7-yard touchdown pass. Bedford on the board. It's 13-6.
And hats off for Scaling to hold on to that ball. He got hammered by Brady Day and by Marcus Terrio. Both of them tried to dislodge the ball on that catch. But Scaling found the seam in the coverage and got the pass and hung on to it. And now the Bulldogs are looking to cut this to a 6-point lead.
Babotis in to attempt the extra point. It's a high kick, and it's through the uprights. So Bedford, finally, after penalties and poor spots, they're on the board. It's 13-7 with 39 seconds to play here in the first half.
What a huge touchdown here for the Bulldogs, able to answer the Astros, putting together a great drive and overcoming 2 penalties once they were literally on the goal line with second down, and then driven back on first a false start penalty and then a delay of game. So they were able to overcome that and get the points on the board, and they do get the ball to start the second half.
You described it well, Harry, with Scaling managing to hold on to that touchdown. That's why I hesitated. I had to wait and see if he was going to hold on to that ball after that big hit. Great job by him to secure the touchdown.
Oh, these Astro players, especially Terrio and McInnes, they bring the lumber.
Babotis will kick off from left to right here. It's another
kick.
Medium kick. It bounces. Ball
It's
is
loose.
free at the 25. Once again, Pinkerton has to dive on it. They do. It's Cole Yanako. He's a freshman, and just outside the 25 on the near side here, he was able to wrap it up as the Bulldogs were fast approaching.
It's amazing how effective that pooch kick is. He just lands in a kind of a no man's land, and the middle range guys have to decide whether they want to try to pick the ball up on the fly or land on it, and the ball's taking funny bounces, and it was a close call there. I mean, they did get the ball, but it was, they had a Bedford player within inches.
1st and 10 here at the 26. Potvin goes to the air, and it's just overthrown. Once again intended for Connor Colburn. He dove for it at midfield. It went just off of his hands. So Pinkerton trying to hit the home run there, and they just missed.
Well, I think the Astros got away with a hold. Zach Strobel came in up the middle on a blitz, and he got pulled down before he can get to the court, before he can get to Potvin. But the Astros got away with that one.
No flags on that play. A lot of activity and excitement, but all we have here now is 2nd and 10. Pinkerton at its own 26. 35 seconds to play here in the first half. The Astros do have 2 timeouts remaining. This time, Potvin hands it off on a counter, and Albert is out past midfield on the near side. Sanchez finally brings him down inside Bedford's 35-yard line.
Wow, that was a kind of a confusing play. Albert came out of a scrum in the backfield, a scrum of both Astros and Pinkerton players, or Bedford players. It was sort of an indecision on who was going to get the ball, but he was able to come out and evade all the tackles and got it all the way to the 40-yard line here. They could get into field goal range.
26 seconds to go. Potvin drops back to pass. It's a long pass at the 15-yard line. It's knocked down.
Strobel almost intercepted that.
You're right. Strobel reached up with both hands, and it was just out of his grasp as he knocked it to the turf. Pinkerton coming out with a lot of firepower here right before halftime, trying to get one more score.
Yeah, they definitely weren't settling for 7 or 3 on that play. They're at the 40. They needed probably another 20 yards to be in an effective field goal range here.
It's 2nd and 10 from the 40. Fake handoff. Now Albert on the reverse. This time Bedford handles it. He's tackled at the 39-yard line.
And the Astros are going to call one of their timeouts. They had 2 remaining, now 1. 13.5 to go, and it's 3rd down and 9. Just a 1-yard gain on that play. So we'll see what happens. They've got one more timeout. Maybe they try to get into field goal range here.
Yeah, at the 39, they're probably outside of field goal range. It would be a 56-yard attempt from this spot. And what they've been doing here on these runs is taking the freshman Jacob Albert as they're moving right to left. He's been lined up on the far side, and he's come on the reverse towards the near side. That first carry was quite successful. This one, Bedford was all over it, and that forced Pinkerton to call that second timeout. And now Bedford needing another big stop here to keep Pinkerton out of field goal range.
Yeah, they want to keep this a one-score game.
Certainly time for 2 more plays for Pinkerton since they have one more timeout. And it's 3rd and 9 at the 39. 1 in the backfield, 3 wide receivers here. Potvin drops back to pass.
He's got time.
He's looking for Colburn again, near the end zone, and he drops it.
No, it wasn't a touchdown. It wasn't an interception, but Strobel was right there with his man and got his hands on the ball, and I think it hit the turf. We're kind of in an awkward position here in the press box. We've got a stanchion in front of us.
You may have heard the touchdown call from the other side of the press box.
Yeah, but no, it was
dropped,
It was hard to tell, though, because like I said, the stanchion's kind of in our way here. Kind of craning our necks around the obstruction to see what happened there, but it is a incomplete pass. Once again, Strobel staying with his man and able to break up that pass attempt. And now it's 4th and 9 at the 39-yard line. 7.6 seconds to go.
Potvin under center. He hands it straight up the middle, and it's a first down, but the tackle is made at the 23-yard line. That was Evan Wilson running straight up the middle. There's 3 seconds on the clock. The clock is stopped for the first down, and now Pinkerton uses its last timeout.
So now what do? Do they try the kick or try to get it into the end zone from the 23-yard line? It would be a 40-yard kick. A bit much. I'm not sure how good their kicker is. Certainly a Maddie Lucantoni would have no trouble making that kick.
Oh, no doubt. It would be a slam dunk for her. Brandon Roy is 2 for 2 tonight on field goals. He's made a 23-yarder and a 24-yarder. Of course, those were both in the first quarter.
Don't forget, at the half, we're going to have an interview that Andrew recorded this morning with Coach Zach Matthews talking about this game and the last one against Timberlane. That'll be our halftime feature. And we also want to thank our simulcast partners today, WLGV LP, Londonderry Dairy. They're carrying the game along with Bedford 105.1. Happy to have them listening in.
Pinkerton really taking its time here during this timeout. The officials have blown the whistle. Pinkerton finally breaking the huddle. And Brandon Roy is coming out onto the field. Roy is the senior place kicker. And it'll be a 40-yard attempt.
Don't be surprised if this is a fake.
3 seconds to play here in the first half. Pinkerton looking to extend its 13-7 lead. And here comes the snap. The hold is down, kick is up. And it's no good. It's just left.
Wide to the left.
Roy had the leg. He had the distance, but the kick from the left hash mark goes left. And that ends the first half. Bedford leading 13-7. Pinkerton scored the first 13 of the game. Bedford had a 7-yard touchdown pass late in the first half to get on the scoreboard. So stick with us here. We will have the interview at halftime with Coach Zach Matthews. And then we'll be back for second half action here on Bedford 105.1. So Bedford needs to pull this one out. Here's the kickoff going left to right. Tim Green fields the short kick at about the 25. He's running right. He's hit and spun, and he's down at Bedford's 33-yard line.
Yeah, Green doing all he can to stay. Oh, we have a penalty flag here. What do we have, a personal foul? It just flew out of the scrum here. We'll see what the officials indicated. Probably some kind of personal foul since it came after the tackle.
That did come in late.
Yeah, 15-yard penalty on the Astros would be tough here. Actually, it'd be tough on either team. Let's see what the call is. It is a personal foul. It is on, oh, it's offsetting. So it's going to, so it was a personal foul on both teams. Probably some yapping in the scrum. But no harm, no foul. It's offsetting penalties, and the ball will be at the 33-yard line for the Bulldogs.
Bedford will be going right to left on your radio dial. They're in their black pants and white jerseys. Pinkerton in their home red jerseys and gray pants. Michael in the shotgun with 2 in the backfield. Sanchez and Axton. The handoff is to Axton running up the middle, and he fights his way past the 35-yard line, falling forward to the 36. That's where they'll spot it.
Yeah, credit Mike Axton for keeping his legs moving. He got hit right around the 34-yard line. He was able to got out another 2 yards, getting a 3-yard total here.
2nd and 7 now for Bedford. Michael in the shotgun, just Axton in the backfield here. 4 wide receivers for the Bulldogs. Now Michael looks to the far sideline.
Ontario is showing the blitz, trying to throw the Bulldogs off here.
Michael ready for the snap. He takes it, drops back to pass, throws it up the far sideline for Scaling.
And it's intercepted.
And did he stay in bounds? Pinkerton came down with it, and it looks like they are ruling that it was an interception in bounds.
Number 31, Michael Zabriskie coming down with it. He had position on the receiver.
That ball was intended for Scaling, who caught the touchdown pass for Bedford in the first half. It was a little bit underthrown. Both players turned around, and it looked like they were fighting for it as they went to the ground. But Pinkerton comes away with another turnover. So 11:09 to play here in the third quarter, and it's a handoff on the reverse to Brady Day. He gets a first down out to midfield, and he's tackled just past midfield.
Yeah, Day showing a lot of speed there, evading a couple of tackle attempts further back, including one in the backfield. Big play there, puts him into Bedford territory, 49-yard line.
Senior Brady Day is the Astro who caught that 75-yard touchdown pass in the first half to put Pinkerton up 13-0. And he takes that reverse for a first down run. Pinkerton once again in Bedford territory here.
Here's a blitz by Zwickau, and he was able to tackle Day from behind.
No gain on the play. Day lined up as the tailback there, running straight ahead. Couldn't gain any yardage, so Bedford now facing 2nd and 10 from Pinkerton's offense.
It's interesting, too, that the Bulldogs are starting to blitz a little bit here. They had Zwickau in the backfield there.
10 minutes to play here in the third quarter. The playoff berth at stake. Astros leading 13-7. They fake the handoff. Potvin drops back to pass.
He got hit. Was he through?
He throws it long, and it's completed right on the near sideline. And it is complete. Trent Leduc does stay in bounds. And Pinkerton will have it at Bedford's 21-yard line.
Potvin got hit as he threw that ball. It took a lot off the ball. And Leduc showing a lot of concentration, able to come back. He was fairly open. He didn't have anybody impeding his progress and was able to come back for the ball and caught it while on his knees at the 21-yard line. So it's a first down for the Astros, a big play here.
28-yard reception there for Trent Leduc, the junior tight end. 1st and 10 at the 21. It is a reverse again to Albert, running right to left, but it's a loss. Sonny Ellie tackles Albert for a loss.
Oh, and Ellie, I've got to tell you, he was very lucky he got away with that because he tackled Albert by the helmet, and the officials could have easily called a face mask or a dangerous play like a horse collar. I don't know. There's got to be, they must have some, I don't know what the call is. You can't grab a guy by the helmet. And that's what happened, but I guess he didn't have his face mask, so the officials let it go.
Right, no personal foul called there. So it'll be 2nd and 14 for Pinkerton at Bedford's 25-yard line. One man in the backfield here. And there is the handoff, straight up the middle to McInnes. He's tackled at about the 20-yard line.
Yeah, Day was the decoy in motion, but McInnes took it up the middle for a gain, making up the loss on the Albert play and picking up a yard on top of that. It's going to be 3rd and 9.
Huge play here for Bedford's defense.
13-7, Pinkerton in the lead here with 8:08 to go in the third quarter.
Bedford hoping to keep this deficit at 6. And Potvin is under
fumble.
center.
And he was able, Potvin picked up the fumbled snap and then got buried by Jack Grogan for a big loss.
That's the type of play that Bedford really needed to put pressure on Pinkerton's offense. Now it's 4th and long, and they've got a decision to make. It's 4th and 15 at Bedford's 26-yard line.
And this would be, if they did try a field goal, it would be a 42, 43-yarder. And, you know, their kicker showed he had the leg, but they're going to go for it here.
That's right. Roy missed a 40-yarder to the end of the first half. He had enough leg, but missed it wide left. So they're going to go for it on 4th and long.
He got hit again.
Heaves it up. Sanchez comes and picks it off at the 5-yard line. Solomon Sanchez making a big play for Bedford.
And the flag goes out right along the line of scrimmage. Is this another personal foul? We'll see what the call is.
Once the ball went up, I stopped looking at the quarterback.
Right, we were looking at the play downfield, the interception by Sanchez, and then as he was going to the ground, the officials threw the flag. We don't, and now they pick it up. We'll see what the call is here.
Jack Rogan there for Bedford putting 2 thumbs up, so it looks like, well, it's Bedford's ball.
But they're going to mark it off.
They're going to mark it off from the 5, half the distance to the goal line. So it must have been a foul after the change of possession.
It was a personal foul. In the timing of the flag, again, the play was finished, and then the flag came out, indicated there was some kind of mix-up, kind of scrum, like there was at the start of the second half where it was offsetting on that kickoff. But this time Bedford gets the flag, but really they only lose about 2.5 yards here. Ball is going to be spotted at the 2-yard line, and Bulldogs call timeout now. Maybe Coach Matthews having a word with his players about keeping their cool.
Yeah, and the other thing here is Bedford was making substitutions there. They were bringing in their short yardage unit again, and I have a feeling Coach Matthews called a timeout there to avoid another delay of game call.
That's probably more likely, thank you.
The ball is spotted at Bedford's 2-yard line, so their backs are up against the wall, and they certainly are going to try to take advantage of the 2 yards that they have. They don't want the ball spotted at the 1 after a delay of game penalty.
I wonder if this would be a good time for Coach Matthews to kind of cross up the Astros by showing a short yardage lineup, but then maybe going to the air. Because this front 7 of the Astros is so powerful.
And quick.
It's like you're banging your head against the wall trying to get yardage straight away. A little trickery could be what's called for here. We'll see what they do.
So 1st and 10 for Bedford at their own 2-yard line. 7:11 to go here in the 3rd quarter. And it's a handoff to Grogan. Just looking for some breathing room. He gets out past the 5-yard line. That's what Bedford needed, a pickup of 5 on 1st down.
Yeah, and it wasn't up the middle. It was more to the side. And Grogan was the first runner to cross Michael and get that handoff. A very quick developing play. And again, it kind of stayed away from the teeth of the Pinkerton front 7, and they were able to pick up 5.
Bedford going with the same personnel. Grogan and Irwin in the backfield here on 2nd and 5. It's another handoff to Grogan off the left tackle.
It's going to be very close to a 1st down.
The official on the near side is right at the 12-yard line.
They got to get to the 13. Or yeah, it's funny. You're right. They started at the 2-yard line, but the marker's at the 13. Go figure that out.
So 3rd and short is the official ruling here. Michael under center. This time he hands it off to Irwin.
I don't know if he got it.
Running off the right tackle.
I got a feeling he's going to be short. Yes, he is.
So decision time here for Coach Matthews with 6 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter. Trailing 13-7, they are going to punt. It's 4th and short on Bedford's 12, and they're going to bring out the punt unit. Certainly a 4th and short here. You could see a fake, but
a fake would be
would be risky.
Yes, it would, but it's probably something they are not expecting.
Jack Jones standing in his own end zone, and he will punt it. It's a
got
low
a good
kick. It's going to bounce at the 39. Good bounce for Bedford. It's out to the 43-yard line. It's down there by Zachary Barnard. So Pinkerton will take over in Bedford territory leading 13-7 here with 5:19 to play in the third quarter.
Yeah, I was going to say before the punt, the kicking game, the punting game hasn't been Bedford's strongest tonight. And there you had Jones all the way in his end zone. If he didn't get a good kick away, they would have been giving the Astros really good field position. Even though, I mean, now they're on their own. The Bedford 43, it's good, but it could have been even worse for the Bulldogs. A fake there probably would have been risky, but it might have been a good play if they caught the Astros off guard.
The officials are now communicating with Pinkerton's coaching staff. I don't see any flags on the field.
But they're moving the Bulldogs back here, so what is the call?
And we have a personal
personal
foul
foul
called. So.
And I didn't see any kind of, I don't see what would even been considered a personal foul, but this is the third personal foul call on the Bulldogs in the second half. The first one was offset by the Pinkerton player, but they just went from the 43-yard line. Now they're at the 28. They're having a hard enough time with this team as it is. Don't help them. Don't lose your cool.
So 1st and 10 for Pinkerton at Bedford's 28-yard line. And there is a handoff to Albert on the sweep. And he's brought down at the 25 after a pickup of 3. So once again, they're using the freshman Jacob Albert, who's split out as a wide receiver. He went in motion there, and he got the handoff on the sweep. Picked up 3. So Pinkerton has 2nd and 7 at Bedford's 25. They're moving left to right on your radio dial. Big set of downs here. Potvin fakes the handoff. It's another reverse to Day. He's tripped up. Tim Green with a nice tackle there, saving the first down.
Yeah.
And Brady Day is marked down at the 23-yard line.
So it's going to be a 3rd and 5.
4:25 to play here in the third quarter. Pinkerton leading 13-7. Huge third down play here. Pinkerton is right on the edge of field goal range again. And now there's going to be a timeout on the field. Pinkerton this time calls it. They're going to chat things over and try and draw up a play here to convert on 3rd and 5.
Yeah, field goal would make it a 9-point game, 2 scores. Here, more than halfway through late in the third quarter, that you got to wonder what Coach O'Reilly is thinking there. And even if they do miss it, the field position wouldn't be that bad. You wouldn't be giving up great field position to the Bulldogs, so that might be on their plate here. They turned the ball over on the last possession. When time they were in this position, they threw the ball, and Sanchez was able to come down with the interception deep in their own end. I just can't get over I still can't get over the personal fouls. I mean, you didn't see any kind of
I didn't see any mix-up, and Mark Murai, our cameraman, is indicating that the infraction came after the play was finished.
Was it the line of scrimmage? No, well, still, this is not the time to lose your cool.
A lot on the line here on senior night for the Astros and the Bulldogs. It's a berth in the playoffs. Here we go with a 3rd and 5 at Bedford's 23. It's a handoff, and it's running left. McInnes is near the first down marker.
Colin Chadney had the tail of his jersey. He got into the end zone, or got into the backfield, and he was able to slow him down just a bit, but not enough to keep him from getting to the first down marker.
Ball spotted at the 17, so McInnes with a 6-yard pickup there on 3rd and 5. Pinkerton moves the chains again. 3:41 to play here in the third quarter. Pinkerton back in the red zone. Ball's at the 17-yard line. Potvin under center with 2 in the backfield. Day goes in motion, and it's a counter to Albert, but that didn't go anywhere.
And Colin Chadney was the first one to meet him for the loss. Got to drop him down to the 30-yard on the 20-yard line. Loss of 3 there.
Good start there for Bedford in the red zone. So
we just heard that Goffstown is still leading Timberlane just by 1 point, 14-13.
Bedford needing one of the scores to change. They need to take the lead and win here, or have Goffstown lose at home to Timberlane.
Or actually lose on the road. They're playing in they're in Plastow tonight.
2nd and 13 now. It's a pitch to the near side. It's Day. He might throw it. No, he tucks it under, and he gets it up to the 15-yard line. Brady Day running on the near side. It looked for a moment like he might throw it down the field.
You're right. He was looking downfield, and I think the coverage was not to his liking. Decided to run. It was kind of an odd developing play anyway, sort of a delayed pitch there by Potvin.
So ball spotted at the 15-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 7. Just over 2 minutes to play here in the 3rd quarter. Another opportunity for the Bulldogs to try to force a field goal attempt. Pinkerton with 2 in the backfield here. It's a fake handoff, another counter. It's Day. He's fighting towards the 10-yard line, but he's going to be short of a 1st down.
Yeah, he only got to the 10-yard line, needed to get to the 7. So it's going to be 4th and, I'm going to say it's about 4th and 3, really. So what do they do here? Do they go, or they try the kick? Kick is going to make it a 2-score game.
The field goal unit is on the field. Brandon Roy, senior place kicker, 2 for 3 tonight on field goals. He's made a 23 and a 24-yarder. He missed a 40-yarder to end the 1st half.
And this will be a 27.
27-yard attempt here, going left to right on your radio dial. Hold is good. Kick is up, and it's good. So Pinkerton makes it a 2-score game. They lead 16-7 with 1:11 to play here in the 3rd quarter.
So a victory of sorts for the Bulldogs, keeping it to just a 3-score here, or keeping it to a field goal. They have a quarter and 1:11 in this one to go here to overcome this deficit of 9 points. And they're going to have to get 2 scores one way or the other. And they're just really going to have to watch it with the personal fouls. I don't know if maybe the Astros are goading him into saying something or reacting physically. Because you got to keep in mind, too, here, the coach of the Astros, Brian O'Reilly, he's an institution in the state. He's coached this team forever. He's got a lot more, how would you say, he's got a lot more prestige than a first-year coach like Zach Matthews, and you got to think the officials are somewhat affected by that.
And we are on Pinkerton's turf here.
Yeah, exactly. So, don't expect the call to go your way here.
Pinkerton set to kick off from left to right. It's Brandon Roy. Good kick, takes Ellie inside the 10. He drops it, but he's picked it up again. Now he's fighting out to the 15-yard line, and he's brought down just shy of that mark.
Now, unfortunately, that drop set him, just caused delay in his ability to go upfield, and he gets dropped at around the 14-yard line. I guess we'll give him the 15.
So 1:06 to play here in the 3rd quarter. Bedford down 2 scores. It's 16-7. They're going right to left on your radio dial. They're going to start with 2 in the backfield, 3 wide receivers. It's Axton and Sanchez back there. Michael in the shotgun between them. Green on the near side. Zwickau and Scaling on the far side. It's a handoff to Sanchez. And he's brought down for a loss.
Yeah, that was a delayed handoff. Michael looked like he was dropping back to pass, and Sanchez was the blocker, but then he hands it off at the last minute. Not fooled. Nobody on the Astros line here. They're able to drop him for a 3-yard loss.
2nd and 13, clock running. 40 seconds to play here in the 3rd quarter. Michael barking out the signals now. Under 30 seconds to go. He gets the snap, fakes the pass. He tucks it under, runs up the middle, gets some positive yardage. out to about the 18. So that'll be 3rd and long.
Picked up 6 yards there, so he's got 7 to go here, but probably the quarter will run out before they get the playoff.
9 seconds to play in the quarter, clock running. 3 seconds now. And the clock will expire here in the 3rd quarter. So just a field goal there in the 3rd quarter for Pinkerton, the only scoring, a 27-yard field goal with 1:11 remaining. So now as we head to the 4th quarter, Pinkerton's lead is 16-7.
And don't forget that the Bulldogs started with possession in this half, wound up turning the ball over on a long interception, which is about the same as a punt. You don't want to see a turnover, but it was deep in their own end, or in the Astros end. But the 2 personal foul penalties were really tough, giving the Astros 30 free yards. And you just don't want to do that. And that probably, I was going to say they held them to a field goal. Who knows what would have happened if they had not given up that 15 yards on that drive. Maybe they could have forced a punt. But can't turn back the clock now. They've got a 9-point deficit to make up here, 16-7. Astros winning. 12 minutes of playing time to go here, and the playoffs are on the line.
So officially 3rd and 7 here for Bedford at their own 18-yard line. They're moving left to right now on your radio dial at the start of the 4th quarter. Michael in the backfield with Axton. He takes the shotgun snap, drops back to pass, and he finds Sanchez on the near sideline, and looks like he'll have just enough for a 1st down.
Great timing throw there. Single coverage is on Sanchez. He was able to get to the point right around the 27, met the pass and get the 1st. And hopefully they'll keep doing that. They've had some success through the air. They just have to keep Michael upright.
Big 3rd down conversion there. Here on 1st down, it's a handoff to Axton, running off the right tackle on the near side. He gets out towards the 35-yard line. Good pickup on 1st down. Bring up 2nd down and 3.
Michael getting out to the edge, showing his speed there, able to pick up good yardage. 6 yards on that play.
Bedford continues with the no huddle.
Here's a blitz.
It's a handoff to Axton, and he stumbles forward to the 34 just to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, Terrio is in there again.
So it'll bring up 3rd and about 3.
Yeah, I wonder if there's a giant slingshot somewhere in that defensive backfield, because Terrio is just getting off the ball so fast.
Bedford has 4 wide receivers here, 3 on the far side, 1 on the near side. Axton in the backfield. Michael takes the shotgun snap, drops back to pass. He's under pressure. He gets a pass away, and it's incomplete. It was a little bit behind Zwickau. He had to dive to try to catch it. It was incomplete. So it's 4th and 4 now for Bedford at their own 34.
This is too early to go for it. I think they're going to punt it away here. 10:44 to play. Hopefully get a good punt away, force a 3 and out, and get the ball back with some time left.
That appears to be the recipe.
Michael really did a great job evading that potential sack and getting the ball away. It's unfortunate Zwickau couldn't come up with the catch, although it was a difficult throw.
Oh, it's going to be a fake. It's Van Heerden, and he's got the 1st down. Van Heerden was about 5 yards back. They snapped it to him directly, and he ran up the middle and got enough yardage for Bedford. So trick play there for Coach Matthews.
I did bring up that punt, the fake punt in the other quarter, so I'll take a little credit there.
That was a huge play there for the Bulldogs. 10:25 to play here in the 4th quarter. They need 2 scores, and they're going to keep the ball. 1st and 10 at their own 41. Michael drops back to pass. He finds Sanchez over the middle. He's at midfield, and he's tackled into Pinkerton territory. He's got just enough for the 1st down.
That was such a finesse play They had to set up the screen. This is going really quickly, so I don't have time to describe it. Maybe later. Go ahead.
10 minutes to play here. 1st and 10 at Pinkerton's 48.
Here's Terry was showing a blitz. Now they're going to back off. Now McInnes is showing a blitz.
Michael still looking at the sideline. Now he's got a new play. He calls it out. Sanchez goes in motion. He gets the handoff, running towards the far side. He cuts up past the 45, and he's brought down at the Pinkerton 44-yard line.
I just want to say, going back to that screenplay, they were really teetering on the edge there because they had 2 Pinkerton players ready to tackle Michael. He got the ball away just in the nick of time, got it to Sanchez, and Sanchez evaded he got very close to being caught in the backfield and was able to pick up that first down. It was a really well-executed play.
And a nice run there for Sanchez on first down. So we've got 2nd and 5 at Pinkerton's 44. Just over 9 minutes to play here in the 4th quarter. Fake handoff to Axton. Michael under pressure again, and he dives forward to the line of scrimmage, the 44-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 5.
That was an effective plan B just to pick up a few yards there by Michael.
He did well to avoid that sack. The pocket was collapsing on him. So 3rd and 5 for Bedford. 8:45 to go in the 4th quarter. They need 2 scores to take the lead. It's 16-7. Michael in the backfield with Axton. Two receivers on the near side, 2 on the far side. Axton comes in motion to the near side. It's a pass ahead towards the
he might be short.
First down marker.
He's going to be short.
It's Scaling.
Oh, no, they're giving him the first. I thought he might have been a half yard short.
Bedford finally gets the benefit of a close spot there. And the officials quickly move the sticks. So 1st and 10 for Bedford now at Pinkerton's 38-yard line.
Yeah, I got used to the stingy spotting on that goal line play.
8:08 to play here. Bedford slowly gathering first downs here on this drive. Could benefit from picking up the pace a little bit here. Finally the snap. Michael over the middle to Scaling.
Oh, just off his hands. Would have been a great play.
That's the play that Scaling usually makes. Had a great opportunity to make that catch coming over the middle. Couldn't haul it in. So 2nd and 10 now at the 38.
The great thing is the Bulldogs are finding the rhythm here on the passing plays. They've kind of got the Astros back on their heels a little bit. They're not bringing as many rushers now. They're putting more people in the backfield to defend the receivers. So spreading the ball is finally starting to work for the Bulldogs here.
2nd and 10. Sanchez goes in motion. It's a handoff to Axton running off the right guard. And he's hit hard.
And
he falls at the 32-yard line, so a pickup of 6. Bedford makes it a manageable 3rd down. It'll be 3rd and 4 at Pinkerton's 32.
And no doubt they're going to go on 4th here if they have to.
Axton and Sanchez in the backfield here with Michael. And it's a handoff to Axton running left. He's hit. He fights through a tackle, but he's brought down at the 29.
He's going to be short by about a yard or 2.
Clock running with 7:10 to play. Bedford facing another 4th down.
Well, this is no-brainer 4th down territory here. There's only 7 minutes to go in this game. They need 2 scores. They can't give the ball back here. It's probably a little too far for Babotis' leg. Go for it.
Michael calls the play. He's got 2 in the backfield again. 4th and short. It's a handoff to Sanchez.
He lost the ball.
Fumbles. It looks to me like Bedford recovered it. We will await the signal.
Wow, when Sanchez got hit, the ball popped straight up in the air. Who came down with it? Sanchez get his own
It wasn't
back?
Sanchez. I never got a chance to see who it was, but Bedford does have it. It is a 1st down.
Oh, they averted a disaster there.
Ball on Pinkerton's 24-yard line. Now 6:25 to play. Bedford still needs 2 scores. They fake the handoff. Michael looking for an option, can't find one, tucks it under.
Oh, and he got nailed.
Hit hard just outside the 20-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 3.
Terrio hit him good. Clean hit though. Wouldn't have been a penalty there. I think he made a clean tackle, but he got him hard.
2nd and 7 now for Bedford. at Pinkerton's 21-yard line. 6 minutes to play. Michael drops back to pass, and it's incomplete on the far sideline. That was intended for Tim Green. He would have had a first down, but it was just past his outstretched hands.
Yeah, Michael had a pass rush to deal with there, had to get the ball out in a hurry. Might have thrown it prematurely.
Both teams get a bit of a breather here with that incompletion. Bedford a little bit more time to set up a play here. It's 3rd and 7 at Pinkerton's 21. 5:54 to play. Michael drops back to pass.
Oh, he got a man open.
It's just incomplete. That was Sanchez diving in the end zone, and the ball was just overthrown.
It was the same kind of wheel route that Day was running earlier, only to the left-hand side.
So on 4th down, here comes the field goal unit for Bedford. Ball's at the 21. Van Heerden in to hold. He's at the 28, so it'll be a 38-yard attempt here. Bedford looking to make it a one-score game.
I think the Astros are wide to Van Heerden here.
Babotas kicking from the far hash. Kick is up.
It's going to be short.
It's going to be close, and it is just wide. Wide left for Babotas. 38-yard attempt is no good, so Pinkerton takes over with 5:44 to play here, still leading 16-7.
Well, it was the right call. You know, you needed 2 scores. You needed a field goal and a touchdown. So nothing wrong with going for the field goal there. It's unfortunate Babotas kind of got under the ball. It was a high kick. It lacked the trajectory to go forward, and I guess it was a little off to the side as well. So
we mentioned the wind earlier. Wind not much of a factor on that kick.
no, it's died down quite a bit at this point. But now with 5:44 to play and a 16-7 score with Pinkerton in the lead, all they need to do now is just kind of run the clock. I would imagine here that they'll just stick with the run.
First down is a handoff to Day, running off the right tackle. Short pickup.
Picks up about 3.
Brady Day, who scored on that 75-yard touchdown reception in the first half.
Actually, going to give him a 2-yard gain there, so it'll be 2nd down and 8.
Ball is spotted just inside the 23-yard line. Pinkerton makes a substitution.
They're going to use all the clock they can. We're down to 5:14. Just keeping it on the ground here.
Pinkerton still huddling.
We have no idea what the play clock is. That's held by the officials here, but you can bet they're going to use as much time as they can.
Potvin under center here on the 2nd down handoff. Straight up the middle to McInnes. It's a short gain.
Another 2 yards. They're getting it up to just shy of the, they're going to give him the 24.
That'll make it 3rd and about 6. 4:40 to play here in the 4th. Bedford needs a stop right here.
You figure if they can get a stop, they'll get the ball back with just under 4 minutes to play.
Pinkerton still huddling. Clock at 4:25 now. 3rd and 6 at their own 24. Potvin under center. Another handoff to Day, running right. He cuts it back.
And he just gets the first down.
It's going to be close. It'll depend on the spot. He's right near the 30-yard line.
Actually, the way the officials are running along the sideline, it looks like they're going to spot it just shy of the 30.
And there is a signal for a first down without a measurement. And the clock now at 3:55, so Pinkerton picking up a first down on that big 3rd down rush.
Well, they used 3 downs to get that first, and they managed to burn off 2 minutes. So if they do the same here, they can get it under a minute and a half of playing time. The Bulldogs have 2 timeouts remaining. I can see Zach Matthews calling a few of them on this possession. Try to spare what little time there is left.
Already down to 3:30 here, clock running. And now there is a flag.
Could be a delay.
It is a delay of game. So Pinkerton trades 30 seconds for 5 yards. Not a bad trade for the Astros.
No, I think the Astros are perfectly fine with doing that. They're not looking to add any more points. They would a first down would probably end the game. at this point. You know that Coach Matthews is going to call some timeouts here. 3:27 to go, and now 1st and 15. You know, I think they can count on the Astros sticking to the ground here.
Potvin will be under center again. Handoff to McInnes, straight up the middle. Short pickup to the fullback, McInnes. And after the 1st and 15 snap and that short gain, it'll be 2nd and 13 from the 27. More importantly, the clock still running.
I don't suppose we get, I'm sorry.
Three minutes to go here with the clock running.
I don't suppose we can get an update from Timberlane, find out what that game is doing.
We need a lot to go right here for Bedford to come out victorious. 2:45 to play here. It's a reverse to Albert, running towards the near sideline. He's got the edge, and he's got a first down, and he stays in bounds. He's tackled out by midfield with 2:39 on the clock.
Oh, that's a dagger. That was a great play there by Albert, sweeping left and getting around the edge and very smartly staying in bounds, keeping the clock going here with 2:30 to go. So at this point, needing 2 scores, the window's closing on the Bulldogs. Now the focus goes to Plastow, where last we heard the Goffstown Grizzlies were only leading by 1 point, 14-13 over Timberlane. If the Owls can somehow pull off an upset there, get their only win of the year, that would save the season for the Bulldogs.
First down snap with 2:12 to go. Short pickup. And it'll be 2nd down and about 9 for Pinkerton at their own 49. Bedford calls its 2nd timeout. So there's 2:01 on the clock. It's 2nd and 9 for Pinkerton. Bedford only 1 timeout remaining. So they are going to have to stop Pinkerton short of the first down here. And if all goes well, get the ball back with about a minute to play, trailing by 9. So really dire situation here for the Bulldogs in terms of trying to get back into the playoffs. We will provide you with a score of the Goffstown game if we can get one.
And our cameraman is scouring Twitter, trying to get a score.
The only thing we're seeing is last week's score where they snuck past Salem 29-28. Both teams back on the field now. It's 2nd and 9 for Pinkerton at their 49. Bedford has to have a stop here. It's a handoff today, running off right tackle. He's brought down for a pickup of about 3. And clock is stopped again. Bedford calls its final timeout. There's 1:52 on the clock. The ball is at Bedford's 48-yard line. It's going to be 3rd down and 6. Both teams have gone to their respective sidelines to huddle up. It was on this type of down and distance where Pinkerton went with the reverse to Albert to get the ball out to midfield and put Bedford in this position where they've got to come up with a stop here. If Pinkerton gets another first down, they'll be able to run out the clock and end Bedford's regular season on a sour note. Pinkerton leading here 16-7 in this rematch of the state championship game last year.
And the Astros may be getting their revenge here by knocking the champs out of the playoffs.
Teams are back on the field now. Pinkerton moving right to left on your radio dial. 3rd and 6 here. And Bedford's going to stop them short for a loss, actually, right at midfield. Gang tackle there on Brady Day. So the ball will be spotted at midfield. It's 4th down, clock running with 1:37 to play.
They're going to burn off most of that 35, 40 seconds here, waiting to punt the ball away. And probably pinning the Bulldogs back around their 20. This could be a good time to bring the kitchen sink and try to block a punt.
Pinkerton's quarterback Potvin just ran to the official, perhaps indicating that they want to take a timeout with 1 second left on the play clock. And that's what happens.
1:04 on the clock.
The official signals timeout without any further communication from any Astros players or coaches. So Pinkerton choosing to avoid the delay of game penalty there to keep the 5 yards, as their goal now is to pin Bedford deep, like you said, Harry. With the Astros leading 16-7 here, they're going to try to make Bedford go the length of the field for a touchdown with under a minute to go, and then they'll have to recover an onside kick and score again. So a lot has to go right here for Bedford. Their backs are up against the wall. They need a big play, and big play quickly. Sonny Ellie is going to be back to receive the punt. We saw him back in the preseason, Harry, return a punt for a touchdown. That would be ideal for the Bulldogs. We'll see if Pinkerton gives Ellie a chance to return it. Solomon Sanchez also going back to receive the punt here. Pinkerton kicking from right to left at midfield. It's Logan Pizzuto into punt. He fields the snap cleanly. Punt is away. It's towards Sanchez. He signals a fair catch, and he receives the punt at just inside the 20.
Ben Sylvain fought his way through the Pinkerton line and probably got close to getting a block. I wouldn't say he was close.
Close but no cigar on that particular attempt, and the result is that Bedford has to go 80 yards now to score a touchdown. 58.3 seconds to go here in regulation. They're down 16-7. They've got to score twice. Michael is in the shotgun. He's got his 4 receivers. 3 on the far side, 1 on the near side.
And extra backs in the backfield now. Trying to see how many defensive linemen they're gonna bring.
Both teams waiting for a new ball to come in and be spotted. And now the ball is spotted here at the 20-yard line.
Actually, they're gonna rush 5, so they're gonna try to pressure Michael here. Take their chances.
Michael in the shotgun. He gets the snap. Pass over the middle to Sanchez. Incomplete. It was a little bit behind him.
Yeah, Ontario and McInnes were right there anyway.
Bedford just trying to get the ball into Sanchez's hands with some room to operate. And Sanchez limping a little bit as he goes to line up on the far side for 2nd and 10. Now 53.2 seconds remaining. Bedford down 16-7. 80 yards away from pay dirt. Michael drops back to pass over the middle to Zwickau. And it's broken up just as he was trying to land with both feet. Nice timing there by the safety.
Brady Day really made that play. He was able to hit the receiver enough to knock the ball loose, and it really, if he had made the catch, they had him lined up. So I guess it worked out that way. I didn't want to see anybody get hurt, but he really was lined up.
3rd and 10 now. Michael back to pass. He connects with Scaling. Check that, Sanchez on the near sideline. It's caught. And we're waiting for the spot.
It's going to be the 28-yard line and short of the first.
So 4th and 2 here. Do or die play for Bedford. 43.4 seconds remaining. They're down 16-7. They've got to move the chains here, or Pinkerton will be able to run out the clock. Bedford out of timeouts. Michael in the shotgun here. He takes the snap, rolls to the near side. Short pass is
complete.
Caught on the near side. Aaron Scaling with the first down.
Got it at the 35-yard line. And he got out of bounds, too, stopping the clock with 39.7 to go.
Nicely executed. So Bedford moves the chains. They're at the 35-yard line, but only 39.7 seconds remaining here. They're 65 yards away from a touchdown, trailing 16-7. Michael drops back to pass, rolls out to the far side, now spins back. He's under pressure. He throws it away.
Well, he threw it in the direction of green, so it can't be a grounding call. And the Astros got away with a possible horse collar there.
So 2nd down and 10 now at the 35. 33.3 seconds remaining. Bedford needs a score very quickly. They're down 16-7. Michael in the shotgun with 2 receivers on the near side, Scaling and Zwickau. Green and Sanchez on the far side. Sanchez comes in motion. They give it to him. He pitches it back to Scaling, who is a quarterback. He throws it to the far side for Green. It's incomplete. So Bedford going with a little trickery there, getting the ball into the hands of a quarterback. Scaling turned wide receiver, but the pass is incomplete.
But they couldn't find an open receiver. They went for Green on the sideline, which had to have been an outlet kind of receiver. The intention was to go upfield, but Scaling had to evade a rusher there.
25.8 seconds remaining. 3rd and 10 for Bedford at their own 35. Michael takes the snap. Under pressure again. He avoids the rush. Completed to Scaling, but only for a yard. And
yeah.
He's tackled right on the spot there by Jake McInnes.
The Astros bottling them up. Just 10 seconds to go here.
Clock running. 4th and 9. Michael drops back to pass. Heaves it over the middle. It's incomplete. And that's going to do it. This one will not go the way that the Bulldogs envisioned.
They only have time for one play. It's 4th down. Really, I mean, they're so far away. This is just one more play for their season here.
That was 4th down. So
oh, it was 4th down. Okay, so
Pinkerton has possession. 4.7 seconds on the clock. Bedford out of timeouts. It'll be 1 kneel down, and that'll be it. We still don't have a score from the Goffstown game.
Roger Brown's checking his phone. Maybe we'll have one in just a moment here.
Pinkerton leading 16-7 here on senior night. They're going to end the regular season with a victory. And there it is. Potvin takes the snap and kneels. And the Astros have won this ball game 16-7. They finished the regular season 6-3. Bedford finishes with the identical record of 6-3. But Pinkerton has the tiebreaker with the Bulldogs due to this head-to-head victory. Now the only way the Bedford Bulldogs can get back into the playoffs is if Goffstown loses tonight against Timberlane.
And the last score we had was 14-13 Goffstown, so close one there, but we don't know what the final is quite yet. Hoping somebody in the press box will come up with it. I think people are working the Twitter feed right now to get that information.
We'll recap the scoring here. It was 13-7 at halftime. Pinkerton had a 23-yard field goal and a 24-yard field goal in the first quarter to go up 6-0. Then they scored on a 75-yard pass from Potvin to Day to make it 13-0. Bedford scored its only points of the game on a 7-yard touchdown pass late in the first half. Michael to Scaling, that made it 13-7. Then in the third quarter, Pinkerton made a 27-yard field goal to extend the lead to 16-7. Bedford missed a 38-yard field goal in the fourth quarter that would have made it 16-10, but instead they had that 2-score deficit and they were unable to score after that. So Pinkerton finishes off the regular season with a 16-7 victory over the Bulldogs.
And that does it. The champs will not be able to defend. Well, we don't know yet, but unlikely they'll be defending their title. But the playoffs continue for other sports teams, including the girls and boys soccer teams. Both have games this weekend, and you and I will be calling the boys game against Concord on BCTV 23 on Saturday at 2 o'clock. The girls will play, we don't know who, but they're going to play at 7 o'clock. That's a time change, 7 p.m. Sunday night. So if you're around, make sure you catch those games and catch us on BCTV 23 tomorrow.
If this is it for the season, Harry, we should thank Mark Murai for his work tonight on the camera. We should thank George Cox.
And there's the camera right now.
Bill Jennings, of course, has manned this device as well. Lauren Fox has been in the booth with us. And Drew Dixon has delivered stats for us.
We thank him very much.
We want to give him a special thanks. He's given us halftime stats of every game, perfectly updated. So we appreciate that. It's been a pleasure to work with Coach Matthews. Right now, all we can do is cross our fingers for a comeback by Timberlane against Goffstown. But other than that, it just didn't turn out the way that the Bulldogs were hoping tonight. Bounces just weren't going to go their way, and Pinkerton finishes the victory 16-7.
It was a tough season. It was pretty obvious that the North Conference was a bit weaker than the other, and the Astros had to play the tougher schedule. They had to play the tougher schedule early in the season, so they had a rougher time of it. Bedford, of course, sailed through the North Conference part of their schedule and looked like in fact, they were the #1 team in the state at one point in Roger Brown's poll, the top 10 poll. But as the crossover took place, playing teams like Londonderry, playing teams like the Salem, their physicality kind of showed the limitations of the Bulldogs. And in this game here, too, it was a much closer game, but the Astros, again, a very physical defense, a very physical team. The Bulldogs couldn't make it happen, and that's the result. So there you go, good year, but and a good start for Coach Matthews. This is his first year as the coach of the team, and 6-3 is nothing to hang your head over. But they might have to wait till next year for a playoff berth. So that's going to do it for us. We haven't found out about that Goffstown game, so we're going to say goodnight now from Pinkerton Academy Memorial Stadium. Your final score, the Astros 16, the Bulldogs 7. You've been listening to Bedford Bulldogs football on Bedford 105.1.